Hello guys, sorry about that. I can't believe I'm starting off the stream with an apology. I'm back. I think I'm back. So what happened there was I went to hit. I didn't. I started the stream and I started talking and everything, and I realized I hadn't hit the go live button, and that's happened before. I know, but I need to get back in the swing of things. So. Let me start again. So welcome everybody to the live stream. It's good to be back. And so I hit the live stream button, a go live button, and I accidentally hit the end stream. And yeah, that's why that stream ended. And I've unlisted it for now. I've had to make a new live stream. You can't just go and keep using the old stream, which is kind of annoying. But let's do an audio check because I was in the process of doing an audio check in the last one, and let me know if the audio is okay. It looks like it's fine for the time being. So hello NSVG Velcro your bum. Nice username. Let me know if the audio is okay because I don't want to sit here for half an hour and talk to in silence basically. And that's happened before, so we've had a lot of problems with me like not clicking the go live button and all that sort of thing in the past. But yeah, it's been a while since I've done a live stream, so it's been about a month, mostly because I've been doing a lot of handheld testing, and I knew that when I was doing the PowerKitty X18S, which I've got right here, and I love the device, by the way, but I know it has some flaws, and I really felt like I, need to point that out for people who are thinking about getting this, because they should just have their expectations. I guess I hope this meets their expectations, is what I'm trying to say. Hello, Josh. Thanks for that audio check. Don, thank you. It's nice to see you guys here. I love that you guys come back for my streams. It's just fun to talk to you guys. Make sure to comment in the chat, and I will get to your comments and questions or anything like that. But yeah, as I was saying, the PowerKitty X18S. I was doing a lot of testing for this, and so I didn't really have time to do the live stream. So in a way, it was nice to have a little bit of a break, a bit of a holiday from doing the live stream. I was doing this PowerKitty X18S, and I knew that everybody was going to have their review up as well. And I felt like I had to do something different because, there are a lot of big channels out there covering this thing. I think ETA Prime covered it as well. Retro Game Core, Taki Udon, all of those guys are trying to get their videos out. I just felt like, okay, I got to offer something else. So that's why I did it the way I did it. I did a lot of videos. I did probably more testing than I normally do. But again, I think that's a good thing because for me, having a channel and talking about news is fine, but sometimes you got to know what you're talking about, right? And you can't really do that unless you test out your stuff. So, when I started the channel, I always felt like I could just create a news show. But then I realized, it's so much easier if you've already done all of the testing. People can ask you questions, you can talk back and talk about the device. So yeah, really important to do some testing. I did six videos. Probably might not do that just because in the future, just because I think people don't really want to see 6 videos, but it was fun for me. I enjoyed doing all the different systems, and I kind of just felt like, hey, well, I'm sure people wouldn't mind seeing a highlights reel of all of these cool different games that you can play on this device. So that's why I did it the way I did. That's why I kept the review really short afterwards at 6 minutes, just so that you can go and watch those other videos as well. Don Draper, Taki did a lot of coverage on it, but you got so many different games and emulators tested for it. So I couldn't test all of the emulators. I mean, there was Drastic, there was Citra, there was the Wii. I didn't even test any of the Wii stuff on Dolphin, which I kind of want to, because one of my favorite games is New Super Mario Brothers Wii. I was hoping to play that again, but I'd already done like about 25, 30 GameCube games. And sometimes, you have to get far enough. you got to get past the tutorials, the actual game. Like, for example, Splinter Cell. There's actually two tutorials in the GameCube version, and that took at least half an hour to get through. The tutorial is fine, actually. It's not a bad tutorial. It's fun. That's why I decided to show that part of it as well. But it's only when you get to the actual game with real enemies, with a lot of different effects like fire and whatnot in the graphics, that the game actually starts to slow down, and then you can actually see the type of performance that you would get. And the other thing is, I don't know, once you get further into the game, what the performance is like, but it's kind of like a good gauge of what you're getting. If you're already getting slowed down in that first level, chances are it's more or less going to be about the same all the way through, unless you have something like God of War 2, which is totally crazy at the start. Unless you have something like that, then where it could get better later on. Most of the time, I do feel like, there's like a sort of budget for that engine, and they're going to, the performance is going to be similar all the way through. NSVG, like a doctor, always good to get more than one view. Exactly. Yeah, you got to go and check out all of those other videos as well. And they make great videos. I'm just kind of, doing whatever I think works. So I think some things aren't going to work, some things are. And we're kind of I'm just going through that trial and error phase. But yeah. Beaver, howdy. How you going? Good to have you with us today. So may as well talk about what we're going to talk about today. I've just got the two topics because I feel like it's going to go for a little longer than a normal news article. Hopefully I can get this within 2 hours, this stream. I don't want to go over too long, but I just kind of want to get to a comfortable time where I can talk to you guys as well in the chat, and also do stuff like present stuff to you guys as well. So today we're going to, actually the first thing I want to address is, like, I was actually on a podcast this week at the start of the week. Let me get to that. Well, actually, I was on a podcast, so I want to talk about that for about 5 minutes and just give you a bit of a post-mortem of how I went. And also, the next thing we're going to talk about is the PS2 emulator on Android. So that's probably the biggest news of the year. That's got to be the biggest news of the year. I'm so excited for this. Finally, on these mobile processors, we're going to get a proper PS2 emulator. Obviously, there is Damon PS2 as well, but we'll talk more about that a little bit later. Going to be a proper free PS2 emulator, and I think it's going to be everything that people would want. So would love to get your feedback in the chat about that as well when we talk about that. And finally, because obviously it is Black Friday in the US, there's just going to be a ton of deals, and I think that's going to be really fun to talk about while we're actually, right now, here and now, you can go and buy whatever I talk about in this stream. I think that's cool. If it is actually still available, right? There might not be any stock left, but we're going to do it for US. And so I've got a few like hardware things that I wanted to just let you guys know about. Maybe you already know about them, but we can talk about them. And then there's also some video games as well that I'm throwing in there. And then I'll do the same for Australia. So Australia, I'll go over the OzBargain website. We'll look through that together. I had a bit of a look last night. And I was going to do them individually, like as different tabs on my browser. but it was just too many. So we're just going to scroll through all of that. And then we're also going to look at Amazon Black Friday deals as well. So lots of stuff to talk about. Let's get straight into it. The first thing I want to mention is, of course, I was on let me get to the browser. Hello, SI guy. Let me go to the chat. So NSVG says, I would like to get one good handheld that can play God of War at a full speed that's not over $1,000. Just get the ANEO. That's probably the easiest thing to do. Nice screen. Other than that, the 1X player, that one is 8.4 inches, so that's kind of bigger. So you may want to like just, think about what type of screen size you want. And there's also the GPD Win 3, which has a really nice processor there. It's the Intel Xe graphics on that processor. So that, I think that's a little bit better than the ANEO. However, the form factor is a little different. You get like a pull-out screen with the GPD Win 3, and then you have some buttons and things. But yeah, that is over $1,000. I think all three of those are about over $1,000. But if you're talking about like a PAL Kitty, that's 200. So that's a completely different ballpark type of device. And God of War, right? So PS2. So we'll talk a little bit about that in a second, but we'll talk about performance of PS2 on different mobile processors, different Snapdragon processors. Oh yeah, okay, of course. Josh makes a good point here. He says the Steam Deck, I was gonna say Stream Deck. The Steam Deck, yeah, so of course, like if that comes out, if you want value, then you would obviously look at the Steam Deck, $399, $529, $649, and that's well under $1,000, and that's definitely gonna play God of War. Don Draper, have you considered trying some of the other shaders from time to time? Because for super low res old school consoles, shaders add so much detail along with upscaling. Yeah, so there was a question in my Nintendo 64 video. It's pretty funny. You can go there and have a look later. He said, hey, you're playing it wrong, or yeah, it's not completely 100% what he said, but he said something to the effect of, you need to try out all of the different options within the emulator, otherwise you're showing the wrong performance. And to that, I said to him, yes, that is true. I was testing for a lot of games. I wanted to show a lot of games for the video. And normally if I want to get better performance for a game, it would be a game that I'm really interested in playing. So for example, DJ Max Portable had problems with it. And I just felt like, I needed to find out what was going on with DJ Max Portable. So I literally just went through every single option in PPSSPP, but I couldn't fix it. So the games that I really like, I really want to go and fix. Nintendo 64, I was just under the pump, and I just wanted to show the stock performance. So to answer that question, yeah, for the games that I am interested in, I will go and find out. But the other games, yeah, I'm not here to like go through 70 games and try to work out the optimized settings for that, because I'd never get a video out. Yeah, it would take twice as long. So I'm sorry if I didn't do enough testing to get the optimized settings for GoldenEye and Conker's Bad Fur Day. But yeah, I just wanted to get like 30 seconds showing you roughly what it is like at stock settings. And I think stock settings is important as well, because there are going to be many people who buy a device and they don't know about the settings. They're just going to play it. And if it doesn't play well, they're going to go, hey, what you showed me isn't what I got. And so, yeah, there's also value in just showing the stock settings as well. I think later on, if I'm curious, I do normally go and try to, tweak it as best as I can. I would get the Steam Deck, but the design just looks really bulky and uncomfortable. Yeah, exactly. So there's still going to be room for other handheld device makers to make their own. One thing that I said in a Discord, I said, hey, I think these other devices, these handheld companies, are going to make another device, an alternative device to the Steam Deck, and it's going to be sleeker, and it's going to be a different price point. So they might even try to go under $399, trying to undercut the Steam Deck a little bit. So that's my thoughts. I don't have any inside information on that, but I think, yeah, if there's a lot of interest there, obviously when you drive the price down further, they're going to people who are happy to have a bit of a compromise with the amount of money that they pay for. Even $300 is a lot of money. So like at the Odin level, they're already getting Windows on ARM on the Odin. It could be something like that where they get a very low powered x86 processor, a mobile chip, maybe as like some sort of Celeron or something like that, that maybe like to the equivalent of a GBD Win 1 or a GBD Win 2. They just put it into a handheld for like $200, $250. And yeah, there's going to be lots of these devices. Steam Deck is going to create a huge boom of these handheld devices. I think there is something important to have, like with physical buttons. You can't really replace that, and we've seen for like the last 10 years or so, we have mobile games, but people still love physical buttons for their handhelds. Okay, so I'll just quickly go through these. NSVG, thank you for the info. I'll check them out. Have you used the PowerKitty Max 2? I haven't, because that's a Rockchip 3326, and I've got 3 of those already, so I didn't want to get another one. And the Max 2, later down the line, they'll put another chip into that form factor, and it's going to play a lot more games. So for me, like if I'm planning all of my purchases out, maybe I'll get that later on, like the Max 3, and maybe they'll put like, I don't know what they'll put. Maybe they'll put like a Snapdragon or something like that. They probably won't, because they won't pay those fees. But you know, it'll be stronger than the T610. Maybe they'll put the T610, but I won't buy a Max 2 with a T610 because I've already got the PowerKitty X18S right here. The best thing is to carry a handheld in cafe to play PS2 games. Yes, so really for me, the Gran Turismo 3 or 4 on PS2 on a handheld is basically the holy grail of retro gaming. Like if I can get that, I won't have any wishes for a while. And that's not because Gran Turismo is the best game on PS2 or it's my favorite game. It's a funny reason. That's why I'm telling you guys. It's because I bought so many copies of Gran Turismo over the years. I've got all of them except Gran Turismo 1. I've got all of them, and I really only play Gran Turismo 3. I put about 50 hours into Gran Turismo 3, and then on Gran Turismo 4, I progressively put less time into them as time went by. And I was always like, yeah, the next one, I'm going to get the next one and play that, and it never actually happened. I really meant to with Gran Turismo Sport on PS4. However, every time I went to play that game, they would always have an update. So I would load up the game, and then I would be greeted with the update screen to like download 25 gigabytes, and I'd be like, oh man, now I can't play this. I have to wait till tomorrow, and then tomorrow to have something on. But I'll just quickly go through these because I want to talk about this retro handheld thing that I got on the browser screen right here. I'm super excited for the Odin. It has a lot of potential. It certainly does. I'm excited for my Odin. That's what I was thinking. It's the right size for me, so I will wait and see what they do. Right. Yeah, it does look very comfortable. I've got to say, like, they've actually nailed it. You know, when you look back at some of those other PowerKitty, like an X17 with the very weird, like, Xbox-style controller, either side of that big screen, it just looks a bit weird. But like with the PowerKitty Max 2, it's a very elegant machine. I really like the look of it. It's just too bad that they put the Rockchip 3326. The reason they do that is because they spend a little bit of development money and they want to bring out a product. So that's how they do it, like very little iterations. Maybe next time they'll put Wi-Fi or something in it and they'll just bring it out as well. And people will buy that. Because they're kind of like, oh, hey, if you really want it, go and sell your old one and buy this new one. So they put that onus on you to get your money back. Also, I can't believe you can play some Switch games with the upgraded Odin. Yeah, that's going to be really interesting to play that on that Egg NS. So that's pretty exciting. Let's see, because, well, I have a Switch already. We can do some comparisons in that. That's going to be pretty interesting. Okay, so I want to tell you guys, I was actually on a podcast this week. I was on this Retro Handhelds podcast that I've got on the browser screen right here. So they run a website. They have mainly they're trying to get people into their Discord for support, like retro handheld support. If you have questions about this, make sure to go and join their retro handheld Discord. You can find it on this website here somewhere. It's right there in the second tab up in the menu here. Their website address is called main.retro-handhelds.com. I'm sure most of you guys have heard of that. If you haven't, go and check their website out. I was on their podcast this week, and it's called the Be Right Back Podcast, BRB Gaming Podcast. I think the episode will come out. It was supposed to come out this week. It'll probably come out today. I don't know when, just whenever they finish editing it. And so I joined Thor, Stubborn Pixel, which we call Stubbs, and I had a great time. It was super fun to talk with those guys who are very knowledgeable about the space. They have a lot of connections. They know a lot of people. They know Taki. They know Retro Game Core. Retro Game Core is actually on their server. They've got a few channels there. And Retro Game Core is doing really well. Like, they're going to hit 100,000 subs this year. And I talked to Russ, like, even a couple of months ago. He thought he was just going to get, like, he was going to be happy with 75, 80,000 subs. He's at 95,000 subs. He's very close to 100. So big shout out to Russ. Congratulations. I will say another congratulations when you get 100. But yeah, great stuff with your channel. Amazing work. But yeah, I was on this podcast and I had a great time. And I will say, though, I don't think it was my best performance. So if you're actually watching, listening to the podcast, I just felt like it was hard. So it went for 2 hours, but you're probably only going to hear like an hour of it because normally their episodes are like an hour. I felt like my voice was trailing off sometimes. And so there's a lot of like voice work that I felt like I need to do. Sometimes I would, on this show, right? Like I like to ramble on, and it's fine. I got 2 hours to just ramble on about whatever I want to say. But if you're on the podcast, you have to interject into the conversation sometimes and know when not to. And you got to have like, your thought process can't be, shorter than 5 words. Like if you're going to interject with something, you should have like a more well thought out thing to say. And I always felt like sometimes I would say something and it's like, it's not quite what I wanted to say. So I hope they cut some of that out. It is what it is. I did my best. I even prepared a little bit for it. I was like, what are they going to ask me? So I'll think about what I'm going to say. But overall, I had a good time with those guys, and yeah, if they want me to go back on the show, I love to do that. I don't do podcasts. This is literally like my first podcast, so yeah, a lot to learn about podcasting. And another reason why I'm back doing the live stream, making sure that I am always capable of like podcasts. working on things, delivery, offering takes, that sort of thing. I don't think that's something that comes naturally to me, which is why I started this started this channel. I knew when I started this channel, that was one of the things that I really wanted to fix, was to, I guess, have better takes. And that takes practice. And so that's why I want to do live streams, because that really puts you in the spot of thinking about like what to say and stuff. Okay, anyway, enough rambling about that. Hey, Retro Game Core, how you going? So, yeah, congratulations, man. Well, you're almost there. So, yeah, really excited for you. Awesome channel. I've learned so much from you, from Taki, from everybody in the space, ETA Prime, so many people, Retro Dodo, even the smaller guys like Victor Emini, great conversation. All of these people are on this retro game Discord. So go and join their retro game Discord. Let's hang out there and have some fun. Okay, so we're going to talk about the PS2 emulator today, and let's move on to that. And look at that, guys. Like, I did a Forza Horizon 5 video, and it's so funny. Like, I get it. Like, I get the whole YouTube thing. Like, if you don't want to watch, it's cool. But this is like 5 times less viewers than I normally get. Like, if I post a Power Kitty video, it'll get 500 views in a day, which is great. And if I post, say, like Forza Horizon 5, it's been about 48 hours, about 100 views. So it's almost as if it's saying, like, okay, hey, we got too much Forza Horizon 5 content out there, and people are watching other channels for this. We don't need any more Forza Horizon 5 stuff. But I kind of just needed a break. And I would have thrown this on my second channel, but then you wouldn't have got content for a week. So I put it on the main channel anyway. I might make one more Forza Horizon 5 video after I'm about 20 hours in, but after that, I think I will, put all of my other Forza Horizon 5 content on my second channel. Let's talk about, where are we? Oh, here. So this is Taki's video, and so I'm going to use the slides. So thank you, Taki, in advance. But I just wanted to talk a couple of things and just watch this video with you guys for like, 5 minutes or so, talk about this. Make sure to comment in the chat if you want to talk about this as well. So this is the PS2 emulator, and PS2 emulation on Android has always been a problem. We've had Play, which, both of those I haven't tested because Play didn't have very good performance, and I don't think it was getting updated very much. And Damon PS2, which a lot of people found that it was a little bit dodgy, very skeptical of the person making it. And so if you go to like the PSSX2 website, I think there was something here about I don't know if it was here, but it was basically condemning Damon PS2. It didn't outright say Damon PS2, but they were talking about a PS2 emulator, and there's only 2 of them, so it's got to be Damon PS2. You should definitely go and check that out if you can find it, because it gives their thoughts on Damon PS2 on Android and why they think it's dodgy, basically, and because they were basically taking all of their code and they didn't give PCSX2 any recognition, or there's a copyright issue there as well. Okay, but I don't think I'm going to be able to find that. I don't think I'm going to be able to find it, so I'm just going to leave it there. I don't want to like waste anybody's time trying to find this for like 10 minutes. Let's go back to Ether SX2. So Ether SX2 is the free PS2 emulator for Android based on an LGPL licensed emulator for PC. Currently in alpha, I believe it's in closed beta now. So the developer has started to give it out to people to test. There will be an open beta, and on the Reddit's, on one of the Reddit threads, the developer said that they're hoping that open beta will be before the end of the year. So it should be coming out in like the next month or so, so long as they're on track to deliver. So as long as like with the closed beta, they're happy with that, then we'll get some sort of like open beta before the end of the year. If not, it's just going to be like, you know, early next year, like January or something like that. Now, they're saying that it has the best compatibility with Snapdragon SoCs. That's because a lot of the MediaTek, they're okay as well, but the Snapdragon is a little bit better performance. So like the 870, 888, and even the 888 Plus, they give the best performance. And I don't know if the top-end MediaTek chips are quite at that level anyways. So if you want absolute best performance, then you would go with like something like at least an 870. We'll talk more about this in a second. But with the MediaTek processor, you'll be okay. 860 and 855 is okay for this. You'll be able to play a lot of games. 845 is kind of like where, okay, you're going to get some games that don't work now, and you're going to have to do something to fix that, like underclocking or something. So, and then below that, you're really going to have to fiddle around with the settings to get it to run smooth. And personally, for me, that's probably at that level where I wouldn't bother anymore. Like if like this PowerKitty 10610, T618, I wouldn't bother running PS2 on this Ether SX2. Like at the bare minimum, I would run it on that SD845, just because the top end games aren't going to work. You'll get like maybe, it's hard to say, right, from this video, but the top end games, you still need to fiddle around with them on an SD845. So a lot of games just won't work on the PowerKitty X18S. Okay, so just a couple of things. So obviously with a stronger processor like an 870 or 888, you don't really have to do too much to the game. You can just play it as it is. It's fine. But for a low power processor, there are a couple of tricks where you might be able to get some games working. So Taki talked about, and this is like a 40-minute video, but one of the best videos of this year, really. He goes through everything, goes through all of the different processors, and you should go and check out the performance of the emulator. And so what you can do is you can underclock your PS2 emulator. So you're actually underclocking the Emotion Engine, the EE. So here, Taki's saying, hey, you can just adjust the cycle rate, adjust the cycle skip, which I think is something like a frame skip. And so you're kind of like slowing down that PS2 emulator, which means that your mobile processor processing that can keep up with it and therefore process that. Now, there's two things with that. Sometimes it's going to be, whoops, I think I'm going to get an ad. Nope. What's going on? Yep, I'm getting an ad. So, hey, Victor. Let me skip that.
But it is not ideal.
Okay. Hey Victor, how you going? Best wishes, man. I'm really excited for this emulator. Me too. I'm so excited for this. Finally, my dreams are going to be fulfilled for a little bit, at least until I get the Steam Deck. But even then, like if the form factors for all of these, like say, it's more comfortable to play on a mobile device and a controller like that, I'm totally for that. So I'm excited. The Steam Deck is very big. It's not that portable. So there's going to be room for a handheld device, whether it's a mobile and an extra controller, or like Odin brings out like the Odin 2 and they bring out like the SD888, which could be like a great PS2 emulated device, which, hey, if the Odin came out more or less was announced in August, you know, we're like only 6-7 months away before they announce an Odin 2. But anyway, there was, yes, so as I was saying, you can underclock your PS2 emulator so that your slow mobile processor can catch up. And so there'll be two things. One is that it'll be fine, and therefore you can go and just play that game as it is, and the game will happily work. And then two, the game will feel like it's been slowed down because you're slowing down the PS2 emulator. So he showed this with Ratchet, and when you adjust the EE cycle rate, the game slows down. But what you can do is you can uncap the FPS, and then the game will actually run fast. Now, the reason it does that is because, so it runs faster, and then it looks like it's running at like 1.2x speed, 1.5x speed, because now you've uncapped the FPS. It might not be a problem later on because he says that you might be able to cap the FPS, but for now, if you uncap that FPS, the games will look like it's running like 1.2x, 1.5x speed. Sometimes, you know, that's not quite right. It doesn't feel good. I think it would be okay for something like a Ratchet, but I think if you're playing something like with a cutscene, for example, and everyone is speaking at like 1.5x, like if you're playing Silent Hill 2 or whatever, and they're doing the ending and it's going at 1.5x, it's going to feel a bit weird. But for the gameplay itself, it's not going to feel too bad. Don Draper, high-end Snapdragon SoCs as well. Don Draper is why I'm waiting for Samsung S8 Plus, because by then S7 Plus tablets will be a bit cheaper. So what's exactly in that S8 Plus processor? Let me just have a look. So it says it's a Samsung Exynos. Is that how you pronounce it? I'm not the biggest Android. I don't know that much about Android, to be honest. As you know, I know a lot about PC and consoles, and Android is a new area that I'm pretty excited about. Okay. Yes, the S7 goes cheap with a payment plan on Amazon. Victor, best wishes, man. I'm really excited for this emulator. Yep, me too. I'm super excited. Guys, make sure to go and check out Victor's channel as well. He has an amazing channel. So much retro emulation stuff there. And yeah, definitely go and check out. He's tested some Wii games as well on the PowerKitty X18S. So if you want to find out what that performance is like, go and check out Victor's channel. NSVG, love the new RG351MP. Just wish they would make a 7-inch screen. Well, that would be a little bit different. But they hit it with the build is solid. Yeah, Ambinic stuff is really impressive with the build quality. I love my RG351P. The M, really great build quality as well. I feel like it's a little bit heavy, so I felt like after I bought the M, I wasn't going to buy, well, I had three 351 devices already. So I wasn't really going to buy a fourth one. But yeah, it's really nice. I think if it was your first one, yeah, of course, you would go get the RG351MP. But there's a case to be made for the P version as well, because the P is very cheap. It's like $90. And I personally prefer the P. But of course, like if you're just like watching all of these videos and you have to make a judgment on that, well, yeah, the MP looks like it has really nice build quality, and you're like, hey, maybe I want like a very elegant handheld. The MP is a very nice solution for that. Hey, Michael. Oh, Victor, sorry, we'll get into Michael's in a sec. Victor says, 6 months ago, we're crazy about leaked footage of God of War PSP running at 1x almost full speed. We couldn't even dream of X18S running at 2x. PS2 emulator on the corner. The future is now. It's been so crazy. Exactly. Like we were looking at Ambinic RG552, testing it on like a mobile screen, testing that and getting 1x a PSP. And like, yeah, finally, we can finally play all of our PSP games. And all of a sudden, this PS2 emulator dropped. And, you know, it was kind of like somebody came and rescued us, basically. Because the performance was kind of there. Like, there was Dolphin on GameCube. And Dolphin, as GameCube and PS2 is from the same generation. And obviously, it's much more difficult to emulate PS2. But still, like, we're talking about raw performance. The PS2 and GameCube are kind of like on a similar level, at least in the same generation. So I always thought, hey, somebody's just got to make a great emulator like PSSX2. And I don't know why there wasn't. Because if you think about it, there's so many more mobile processors out there than there are of PC. So it made sense to put that PS2 emulator on Android. 6 months ago, we're crazy about leaked footage of God of War PSP running at 1x. I think I read that. Michael C. Stack, hopeful for a handful of PS2 running on Retroid Pocket 2 Plus as a bonus. Crash ran alright on the tablet. Yeah, you might get a few. Like, I think there were people testing PS2 on the Retro Pocket 2 Plus, and this is going to have better performance than Damon PS2. So you're going to get some stuff running. And then for other things, you might have to adjust some settings and whatnot. I think right now we're playing the Poco M3 Pro D700. This is the, let me read it for you. Oh. They've changed it now. So this is the Oppo Reno 6 D900. So, okay, way stronger than your T310 in that Retro Pocket 2 Plus. They did have a little bit of footage from the T310. So I'm sure you have seen this video before. I'm just putting it there just to have something in the background playing. Yeah, so I think it's... this is really exciting, and it's almost like we've had, like, we're a year in advance to like what people thought. Like, the future is coming to us. So it's pretty awesome. We're gonna get a lot of devices next year, I can imagine, especially with this news dropping. People are going to tailor their handhelds for this. We're going to get stronger processors, and I think yeah, we're going to see Snapdragon processors in handhelds like the Odin. The Odin is a step ahead of everybody else. It's got that little bit of name, like if you go ahead in time, like 6 months down the track, people are going to say, hey, Odin was the one with the Snapdragon 845 in it. And yeah, there's a bit of brand recognition there, you know, from people talking about Odin. Okay, with PS Vita around the corner too, someday we will be talking about the PS3 running in handheld. Yep. I don't know, does the does the Steam Deck run PS3? I think there were people who tried to run PS3, like ETA Prime might have done a video on PS3 on like a RDNA 2 type of GPU with the integrated graphics on those Ryzens, like the Ryzen 4800G. I think he might have done that, but yeah, I don't know. I don't know if it's strong enough. So the other thing I wanted to mention about this was that I think SD845 is probably the, well, okay, this is my opinion now, okay. I think SD845 would be my minimum if you are looking to buy a processor. Now, the emulation performance can get better later on, but I don't think it's going to get like 50%, 100% better unless there was something specifically wrong with the code. Then that would be a surprise. It may get like 10, 20% better. And then for some specific games, it might even be more than that. But in general, I would say maybe like 10, 20% performance better later on. Yeah, so SD845, I think would play you enough games where you go, okay, I'm getting a solid PS2 experience. I can't play Shadow of the Colossus. I can't play, I don't know, maybe Devil May Cry or something like that. But a Devil May Cry 3, by the way. But I think, you know, SD845, I can play a range of stuff. And there's 3,500 games on the PS2. So if you can't find enough things to play, then you're probably you're going to be disappointed. Anyways, so, and then the 860, 870 is going to play a lot of stuff, and then there will only be like a few things that you can't play with that, like maybe Shadow of the Colossus, right? And then even at 888, you're probably not going to play Shadow of the Colossus that well. Like there will be some like slowdown, that type of thing, a little bit here and there. This is all judging from his video, right? So this is like my speculation of it. Go and watch the video for yourself and see what you think. So for example, like Ratchet and Clank, I think on the D700 or D900, you'll have to do like a little bit of frame skipping here and there with that EE cycle skip. And so you might have to play at like 1.2x, for example. It plays okay, but if you had a stronger processor, you wouldn't have to do that. It would just run smooth. Now, I will say, like, for things like JRPGs, where it's all turn-based, then that's perfectly, I think that would be fine to run it at like 1.2x, 1.5x. I'm already running Dragon Quest on my Switch at like 2x during the battles anyways. No, you know, I think that's actually a bonus. Maybe you'd want to go and play your JRPGs on a slower device. I think, yeah. So, but personally for me, SD845 would be the minimum. I'm trying to aim for an 870, roughly. It'll depend on like what the prices and things like that are. But I think maybe the 888 will be too expensive. So like that's going to be the real flagship. And then maybe the 870 will be like last year's prices or something like that. So then it'll be a little bit more affordable. And that would be enough to get me to play pretty much everything. This is SD845 with God of War 2. And you can see that, yeah, it's, of course, it's dropping frames. It's... for me, I would just go and play it on my PC. See, that's the thing. I already have a PC that can play it at full speed anyways. So if it's not up to that standard, then I'm not going to, I don't really want to. Like, here's SD845, Ratchet and Clank, and the slowdown. And I think he'll probably show it with the cycle skip. So it runs a bit faster. Let's see if he does that. So even the SD845, I would say that you're not just going to be able to do it at stock, right? Like you can't just like load up Ratchet and Clank and it's going to run totally perfect. You're going to have to adjust some settings. So is he going to play this? Let me just skip ahead. Oh, he's not going to. So yeah, for this, you will just adjust the EE cycle skip. It's going to play a little bit faster, like maybe 1.5x. Look at the performance of Resident Evil 4 on SDA45, and if you want to compare on the Palkitty X18S, it doesn't play like that. It's not smooth like that. It's playable on the X18S, but if you gave me the choice of playing it on the Odin versus the X18S, well, the X18S GameCube version or the PS2 version on the SDA45, it's a no-brainer. This just plays like how it's supposed to, whereas the X18S version is a little bit, it feels like it's a little bit slow at times. It's still playable if you really want to play it on the X18S. And you know, this is an amazing video from Taki. He basically goes through the entire PS2 greatest hits collection. Almost every single game that you could imagine, all the best games is there. Metal Gear Solid 2, I think he did as well. Metal Gear Solid 3, Final Fantasy X, Devil May Cry, I don't know, 1, 2, 3. I don't remember which one. I think 3. What else? He did Shadow of the Colossus. I think he did Gran Turismo. So basically, every game that you could think of, he's kind of already done. God of War, as you saw there. Dragon Quest 8. Is there anything that he didn't do? There is one that he didn't do, which is the Gran Turismo trilogy. Not Gran Turismo trilogy. Grand Theft Auto trilogy. He didn't do Grand Theft Auto trilogy. I think I know why, because for me, I put up 10 seconds of some Grand Theft Auto footage, and I got a copyright claim on it. So it would have been demonetized. So perhaps maybe he was thinking he didn't want his video demonetized. And he's got way more than 76,000 views now. That was like 4 days ago. Okay, so where are we at with the chat? So Don says Exynos 2200 is the next Samsung SoC, supposed to come with RDNA 2 and with ray tracing, I believe, right? Competitive with Apple in GPU performance. Yeah, awesome. When is that coming out? And also what mobile will come out? What mobile will that come out on? Like, will that be the Samsung S31, for example? NSVG, I got a thin and light laptop, 13 inches with a i7 4700 and 16 gigabytes of RAM. Thoughts are that the Hank 2 terabyte hard drive will be a good fit for on the go. Yeah, you know, laptop is like another portable device. So, you know, we've got so many ways to play this that I don't think it would be worth it. Like, if you were to get like a Snapdragon 830 or something, for example, and hoping to play lots of PS2 games, I think at that point you might just go, hey, maybe I'll play this on a laptop, right? Yes, even though you can't hold it in your hand and whatnot, that you won't be having to deal with so many performance problems. So that's why I think probably want to go with at least an SDA45 minimum. Like already you could see that the Ratchet and Clank, there's a bit of slowdown there. Sorry, Ryzen 7 4700H. Right, okay, 4700H. Awesome CPU there. Don Draper, sometime in 2022, probably Samsung's next flagship. Yeah, so Samsung, I mean, because I'm not really in that mobile space a lot. So, I mean, iPhones come out in October, and I take it the Samsung ones come out in like April sometime, something like that, March or April, and then they do their Note series like in October, right? Michael's, I think Metal Gear 3 may be up there with SOTC pushing PS2 hardware limits. Yeah, it does. Like if you go and watch his Metal Gear Solid 3, which I don't know if I can find, but let me see. Can I get Metal Gear 3? Probably not, right? Is this Metal Gear 3? This is 2. Here we go, 3. It's definitely pushing it, and he is using a SD870 here to get it to run fine. Now imagine, because he didn't test it on the other devices, he figured that Metal Gear 3 probably wouldn't work on the other devices anyways. So yeah, you're gonna want, if you want to play, and look, there was even a bit of slowdown there. If you want to play the most demanding games, yeah, you're looking at A70, A8. Okay, how are you liking that Ryzen 7 4700U? Fast and can play a lot for an APU. COD CW Cold War works great on it. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Yeah, I was surprised what games my old Ryzen 5 2500U could handle. It ultimately depends on the resolution, really. Like, even with those integrated graphics, if you drop down the resolution a little bit, like even the rendering resolution, it doesn't look as good, but you can get it to run. I still don't think we're there yet. So I remember like 3 years ago, I got a GPD Win 2, and I was like, it's not playing what I wanted to play, and then I sold it. So I think with the Steam Deck, we're kind of close. We're kind of close, I think, with the integrated graphics on the Steam Deck, and of course the Aya Neo, the 4800U. I think we're close, but that is on 720p, right? And so if you were to play on a laptop, it's nicer to play on 1080p. Like I wouldn't buy a 720p laptop anymore. And so if you buy a 1080p laptop, kind of like want to play it at that resolution. So I feel like we're kind of not quite there yet. I'm going to be so excited when we finally get this 1080p screen laptop. Maybe it's going to be like RDNA 3 or RDNA 4, where we're finally going to get like 3 or 4 teraflops of compute, and then it's going to play everything at 1080p, 1080p 60. So I think there's still a little bit of waiting to go for that. NSVG, most pro players on COD play with low, medium, mixed settings for FPS. I would probably need high settings just so I can see like where everybody is, but they probably already know exactly where we're going to come out from. Okay, we're not going to watch any more of this. I think I'm done with the PS2 discussion. I think there's probably a lot of people waiting for Black Friday deals. We've gone for about an hour already, so we've done quite a bit of PS2 chat. I've probably gone on for way longer than I really should have. People are leaving. But we're going to take a 2-minute break. We're going to take a drink break. You guys go get a beverage, and we'll be back in 2 minutes, and we're going to talk about Black Friday deals. So don't go anywhere. I'll be right back. Okay, we're back. Hey, this is a really good stream. I'm so glad. Sometimes I get these streams where no one says anything in the chat, and I really need you guys to write something, even if it's just a hello, so I can have something to respond to. I'm always here to like look at the comments and read your comments out and talk to you guys. You know, at some point, we're gonna do some call in. I don't want to get anybody's hopes up. I would love it if people called in to talk gaming. I think that would make for a great stream. Right now, you guys know I'm in Malaysia. I may be going back to Australia. I can't really set it up right here, right now. So obviously, when I get back to Australia, I'll think about things like that with my new setup. But for now, it really is just me doing a live stream by myself. I would love to have a guest as well. I think that would be fun. But yeah, it's a little difficult to organize. The other thing is like I don't know a lot of the times if I can do a live stream or not, so I don't want to like cancel anyone, especially if they're hoping to like, you know, have interview or chat or whatever, and to cancel them, that would be bad. So but something we can look forward to next year. Oh, okay, so I think there's enough of PS2 Android emulator. So we're going to talk about Black Friday. Who's excited for Black Friday? Oh man, have you not bought enough stuff this year already? Because I'm totally bought out, right? Like, I bought a lot of graphics cards this year. And so I had the 3070, the 3080, 3090. Funny story there, quickly, right? I bought the 3070, but actually I wanted the 3080, and then about a month later, I got the 3080. It was available. I said, okay, well, I'll just go and sell that 3070 then. And then I'll keep the 3080. And then after the 3080 came out, 2 days after that, the 3090 was at a massive discount. It was like $2,000, and I think at the time it should have been $2,500. I had to double check with them to make sure, hey, is this the correct price? Like so that I'm not scammed, right? Because like I didn't. It was just a retailer online, and I'm like, and they're like, yeah, it's legit, and they're a legit shop. So I'm like, okay, you got it. I didn't just want to, send the money off and then for them to say, oh, it's out of stock. And so I got it. It was $2,000, and at one point the 3090 was like $3,500. So I felt like I got a really good deal. And so I got a lot of graphics cards. I haven't sold them. I just did some mining with them, and I got my money back. But still, I just felt like I ended up buying a lot of stuff. I didn't buy really that many games this year, because I'm so busy with the YouTube channel, but yeah, it felt like I spent a lot. And then also with the retro handhelds, I bought 3 RG351 devices. I got 2 RG351P and a RG351M. I got a Switch Lite. I bought a lot, and I kind of like a bit shopped out, if you know what I mean. So it's a bit of a long introduction to why I'm probably not buying anything this Black Friday. But normally I'm pretty excited Black Friday. This is kind of like the time to shop. This is the only time, this is the best time to shop. So you can get some really amazing stuff. And guys, if you have anything that you want to shout out in the chat, like if you have a deal that you're excited about, put that in the chat and I'll read it out and I'll go to it. You want to put a link there, don't put any dodgy links, but if you put a link to that deal, we can talk about it together. NSVG, just one more thing to buy. That's the Switch OLED, birthday next month. LOL, LOL, myself gift. Yeah, enjoy that Switch OLED. I mean, I think it's. Have you got a Switch already? And what are you going to do with your other Switch? Are you going to keep that? You're going to have both of them? Like, I've got a regular Switch and a Switch Lite. I probably, to be completely honest, I probably don't need a second Switch. However, if I really like a device, I will generally get a backup as well. So I've got 2 Vitas, I've got 2 DS Lites. Both of those DS Lites are kind of broken now. But yeah, I like to have a backup. So I don't know. What about you? Don Draper, I'm just holding out for the Steam Deck or any other PC handheld, going to see which devices Valve decides to support on SteamOS 3.0. So, hey, let me know, Don, if you are disappointed about the delay for the Steam Deck. For me, I've always said, like, I've got so much stuff going on that if they want to delay it, I don't mind too much from a personal perspective. But I think a lot of other people are saying, yeah, we shouldn't let these companies get away with it, which is also true. Then it seems like they will just, there'll be delays forever and ever. And we're kind of like not really getting what we're paid for. So leave it at that. Don Draper, completely checked out on PC. Emma, might grab a GPU in a year or something. I know what you mean. I almost feel like I'm in that zone as well, but mostly because my YouTube channel. Last year I was doing a lot of news videos for PC hardware, a lot of GPUs, a lot of CPUs, and people were really excited about that. If I posted something about Mario, then that would just tank in terms of number of views, kind of like my Forza Horizon video. And so, okay, well, I'll just put out more PC hardware videos. If you guys want to talk about that, that's great. I just want to talk to you guys about gaming. And so this year, nothing's coming out. We've got Alder Lake, which is exciting. I've covered I've done a few Alder Lake videos, but I'm not getting it. So it's not like I'm getting I have extra content to make for that. And the other thing is, I knew Alder Lake would be difficult to get, especially with the fact that they went and had decided to have 2 different types of motherboards, one with DDR4 and one with DDR5. I just thought that was such a headache. They really should have just gone one way or the other. And obviously, with these type of things, the transition period is always a bit rough. Anytime you get something new is a bit more difficult to get because the stock is limited. I just didn't think Alder Lake from that perspective was going to be much fun to go and buy. Not that I would even get it because I've got a 10900K and a 10700. So I'm good with PC stuff right now. And then AMD and Nvidia weren't releasing anything anyway. So there wasn't really much content there. So I felt like the scene or the amount of excitedness, for me anyway, was a lot of the retro handheld stuff. This is a next generation jump, right? You're getting that next gen jump. You're finally going to get all of those PSP Dreamcast games to work on your handheld. They're going to run absolutely amazing. And after playing it on the X18S, it is amazing on that. I hope you can see that in at least the PSP video that I made. I had a Switch Lite but sold it. Okay, so you're back on the Switch OLED bandwagon or the hype train. So good for you. I'm pretty much maining my Switch. So if I'm not making Palkity videos, I'm mostly playing Switch stuff. Mostly because I've been buying a lot of Switch games as well. So I had to play those. But let's take a look. Let's take a look at this daily deals. Let's start with this Black Friday stuff now. Okay, I'll just answer this one quick question from NSVG. What do you think about Windows 11 and gaming, and should I wait to install? I can't give you a good response. Because I haven't done that much research on Windows 11. To be completely 100% honest with you, I kind of missed the whole Windows 11 type of like information train. There were videos that I wanted to watch and then never got around to it. But I always knew that I would stick with Windows 10. I do a lot of YouTube videos, content creation, and if that's going well for me, I didn't want to like just ruin that. So I'm just here, like I just use my PC for gaming and for making videos. I didn't want to really stuff up making videos. And at the moment, it seems like my games are working okay. They haven't demanded that I install Windows 11 for better performance. When that day comes, whatever game it is, that I have to have Windows 11 to make it run better, then yeah, I will probably put Windows 11 on. Personally for me, I really just see it as a something that gets me into my games and gets me doing my work. So the more invisible it is for me, the better it is. And Windows 10 is fine, generally fine. Still some annoying things about it that I don't like, but it is what it is. It's not like I can go back to Windows 7 or even Windows 8. Okay, it's time to do daily deals. This is US stuff, so we are going to cover Australia as well. So if you're waiting for Australia, let's try half an hour for US and half an hour for Australia. That's going to put our stream at 2.5 hours, and that's going to be good enough. I think that's long enough, I should say, for today. So let's do US stuff. And this is from Lilliputting. And I just went to their website because I also talked about this stuff on the Be Right Back podcast. But I won't go through it like the same deals as I did there. But I just wanted to point you to a couple of things from this daily deals page. I think there's a really good deal here, which is the, wait a minute, it's not there. So maybe it's on their other one. Okay, it's not on this one. Well, it's on their other one. Amazon's Black Friday device deals here. Kindle for $50, Fire tablet for $35, Echo Dot for $20. The one that I like is the Fire HD 8 for $45. NSVG, that's where I'm at with it. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with waiting, okay, because unless you see a feature that you want, then I would go ahead and do it. I just find that there are more headaches than there need to be, like when you install something. And also, you're in this period, like in the first 3 months, 6 months, where there's going to be a lot of, I guess, updates. They're always going to ask you to update all the time. It's going to be annoying. So just wait a little bit. I think that's probably the best way to go. And you won't even notice that you're not even using Windows 11. You won't feel like you're missing anything. Okay. This Fire HD tablet, this was supposed to be like $45. I guess is all sold out. I think literally all of their tablets might be sold out now, because they were really good. I mean, like for $45, like $45 to get a tablet that you can, can watch movies, can browse the internet a little bit, watch YouTube. I don't know. It's not something like you put it in a car, because that'd be annoying, because you'd have to charge it all the time. But maybe something for the kids. I think that's a really good deal. And then the other thing is, like, even if you were to get the kids 8, it'd be $70. You're almost looking at double the price. And then if you were to jump up to like a Amazon Fire HD 10, you're doubling the price. Amazon Fire HD 10 for $75. That's probably also another good deal. $75. And if you were to buy an iPad mini, that would be like $300-400. So this is a really cheap alternative. And think about all of the emulation that you can do on this. Like, even if you can just do up to like a PS1 level. I don't remember what the processor was, but surely you'd be able to do at least PS1 on that. Okay, so the next thing that was there anything else from here? Oh yeah, so Amazon Fire TV stick for $20. I want to point you to a video that Russ made, Russ from Retro Game Core. I know I've shouted him out today already, but let me just shout him out again. So he did a Fire TV stick. There we go. 3 weeks ago, he did a retro gaming on the Amazon Fire TV stick, 4K max. So if you're wondering, maybe go and check that video out. And look, it's $20 for the TV stick, and for the 4K one, it's $25. This might be the cheapest way you're going to get retro gaming on your TV. I think that's pretty amazing. And that would probably be the way to go for that. Now, there's one more option, which is, I guess it's not here anymore. Damn. So they had a Chromecast for $22, and this was on the Google website. Now, I don't know if they're going to have that anymore. So they had the Google Chromecast Ultra and also the Stadia controller, and that was going to be $22, which that's an amazing deal. Now, I don't know if you get like Google Play or whatever that one Stadia. I don't know if you get that. Oh, here, look, there it is, right here. So Stadia Premier Edition, say $57.77, is out of stock. It was $22. Even that Chromecast itself is more than $22 anyway. So that was a bargain. Obviously, I'm not in the US, but I kind of just like, I'm always curious about what you guys get in the US because you always get the best deals. And you have really big department stores with a lot of buying power, really big companies that can really do great discounts. Whereas in Australia, not so much. Sometimes we do, like Amazon sometimes does that. But we're kind of like just a bit, what's the word? Like just feeding on scraps, I guess, in Australia. Like if we get a great deal, it's like the most amazing thing ever. Normally, we might get like 20-25% off something. Sometimes they will throw stuff out there for 50% off, but usually it's like old stuff that nobody wanted anyway. But yeah, it just seems like you get really great deals in the US. Okay, well, I wanted to also take a look at Cheap Ass Gamers. This is Cheap Ass Gamers website. They had a Black Friday spreadsheet, and there are a couple of deals here, and I'll just quickly mention them. So Deathloop is $30 on PlayStation 5. I'll see if I can make that bigger. So I think that's a good deal. And I did talk about this on the Be Right Back podcast, but won't hurt to mention it quickly again, and we'll get to some new stuff in just a second. There was also one of my favorites, like if I had a PS5, I would be buying this, Lost Judgment for $30, but that would really just be for me. I understand that not really that popular at the moment, the Judgment series. Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy, PlayStation 5, which came out October the 26th, by the way, which is less than a month old, is $30 now. So I would say it's done well. I won't say it's been totally mind blowing, but I think it's done pretty well, and apparently it's a pretty good game as well. So if you have any interest in Guardians of the Galaxy, and I really like the movies, yeah, go and check that out. I probably would have bought it when I came out at E3. I said, "This looks great. This could be the best game of the year," and a lot of people really liked it when it came out. What else? Oh, yeah, there was one more. Okay, so it was Resident Evil Village for $20, which was nominated for the Game of the Year as well. So go and check that out. I think that's a pretty good game as well. I played about a quarter of it, and I almost beat the Castle Dimitrescu area. I think I got up to the boss and I had to leave it because I was just too busy. Okay, Victor Emini just subbed to you. What? Thank you. I'm subbed to him. NSVG, very good deal. I have the Amazon Fire HD 2019, paid $200 for it. It's crazy how far mobile has come. Yeah, it's like the only thing I can say about the Amazon Fire that I don't really like is just the bezel, right? If you don't care about the bezel, I think it looks like a fine tablet. It's crazy how far mobile has come. Can't believe ARM is an emulation powerhouse now. Yeah, unbelievable. Guardians reviewed very well. Okay. And there's a whole ton of other games there. So you can go and check that out yourself. It's on Cheap Ass Gamers websites. And maybe I can just leave a link. Let me see if I can get to and edit this and see if I can put the link there. I don't know if I... Oh my gosh. Okay, so I'm putting the link in the description below so you can go and check that out as well. Okay, so guys, have you guys got any deals that you want me to mention? Put them in the chat. Okay, so I'm on Slick Deals, but I'm not here that often, so I don't really know my way around this. I'm just going to read off anything that looks interesting to me. What do you guys think of the Oculus Quest 2? It's $300. I don't even know if that is the actual price for it. That might actually just be the MSRP, but that seems okay, I guess. But yeah, I don't think there is a discount there. Otherwise, they would have said so. Let me click on that and see. Oh, this is the gift card thing. So if I was to buy a VR headset, excuse me, if I was, oh, you had asked us to sub to Victor Emini, LOL, so I did. Well, I mean, like, if you want to go and see X18S running some Wii stuff, go and check out Victor Emini's channel. And yeah, go and sub to him as well if you like that content. But yeah, thank you for going to sub to him. Well, the other thing is, like, is there any point to actually subbing and then not actually watching? Because, like, you might be dragging stats down. I thought about this at some point. Like, you can't just make 1,000 subs and then those subs don't watch your stuff, because then YouTube will be like, hey, nobody's watching anything anyway. So a number is great. You know, for people to get some recognition, a little bit of recognition. People look at the sub number a lot. But yeah, we still have to watch all of that content. Yeah, so if I was to buy a VR headset again, I would buy one without a wire. So I would be buying something like a Oculus Quest 2. So I have a Rift S. It has a cable, a big long HDMI cable or a DisplayPort cable, and also a USB-C, I believe, connector as well. It could be a USB-C or USB-A, I can't remember. But I just felt like every time I was using it, the cable was getting in the way. it's such a simple thing as well, because before you buy it, you'd be thinking it's just fine. It's just one cable, and I'm ready for it because you want to get into VR, and that was the best performance, and you didn't want it to stream to your headset as well. Well, I didn't anyway. I wanted the most clarity, so I wanted something with a cable. But now, having tried it, I would say it's better to have it wireless. It just feels like it kind of gets in the way. There are a lot of games where you're playing room scale and you have to turn around. And then, as you know, like if you're twisting a cable, it kind of has that little bit of force that can kind of, like if you twist the cable, it will want to twist back naturally. So it has that kind of feeling there. So I don't really like that. I felt like I didn't want to twist the cable too much all the time, and it was kind of always there in the way. Oculus Quest 2 is 5 payments right now on Amazon. They love doing that stuff. I think it looks great. I haven't tried it, and it looks like there's $50 off, plus you get another $50 Best Buy gift card. But I would definitely get something like this instead of a cable. I don't mind too much that the graphics might not be as good because you're on a lower powered device. Just play something that is a little bit lower powered. I think it would offer a lot of freedom. And then also the other thing is I don't have to sit at my PC all the time. That's a really big one. This room right behind me here was made for VR because it was like 5 meters by 5 meters, which is like 15 feet by 15 feet. And I had planned to have VR in this room, and I just never got around to it. I did a little bit of VR. I wanted to play some escape room games and puzzle games and things that would be kind of a little bit slower. I didn't feel like the games were there either. What else have we got here? We've got an Xbox 20th Anniversary Special Edition wireless controller, 3-year plan, and I don't know what gum is. You guys know what gum is? Just $46 and tax, PU, B&M, Walmart, $47.97. Oh, right. Okay, pack of Hubba Bubba. Okay. All for like $48 with promo code WowFresh. I think that's a good deal. I don't know do you really need a 3-year protection plan? Because you guys are going to throw your controllers? Is that how it's going to be? It's good for what it is, and you can still use a PC with it if you want. Yeah, you can. You can just plug it in via the USB-C port. $47. Could be cheaper, but I think it's okay. What about this Asus laptop, 33% off, $160? Let's have a look and see what this is. So it's Asus 14-inch Full HD laptop, Windows Home in S mode, Intel processor, they don't say what it is, which is never a good sign. 4 gigabytes of RAM, which is okay. 64 gigabytes of flash storage. You know, buying the cheaper laptops, it sounds like a good idea in theory, but a lot of the times I think it's almost as if that $160, if you can afford to spend more, you generally don't get very good quality components for a lot of the other parts as well. It's not just like the processor. Like the screen is always crappy, very dim. Sometimes it's like 720p. And so like the keyboard doesn't feel as good and all of this. Essentially it's like you get what you pay for. However, I've always kind of like just been curious, like can we actually get a awesome laptop for cheaper? Because the processor is the thing that costs the most. So even if you put in a crappy processor, but like still let me do like a lot of word processing, spreadsheets, YouTube and all of that, I'm still happy. Like if all of the other components are good, like if the screen and the battery and the keyboard and all of that is like a decent quality, always looking out for like a really good laptop like that. But it just seems like it's a bridge too far for a lot of these companies. They don't want to put like all of these nice components into this cheapo processor and do a really good cheap laptop. No, it seems like nobody can do a budget laptop, right? Like you want to buy a good budget laptop for the kids, but maybe they don't need to have the latest processor in it. It can't really be that complicated. Cheaper laptops won't be so bad in a year or two. Once Xe iGPUs and RDNA 2 APUs saturate the market. Yeah, I'm not even really, like, definitely for that. Yeah, I'm excited from a gaming perspective. I'm almost talking about like, not even about the games anymore. I'm just talking about like, if you just want a laptop just for work, you can't really even pick up this $160 laptop because the screen will probably be too dim. But of course, you know, I haven't seen any reviews or anything like that of it. I'm just using this as an example that a lot of these budget laptops just have kind of crappy quality components. So I'm always on the lookout for a awesome budget laptop. But yeah, it's going to be exciting when we get these Xe GPUs, integrated GPUs, RDNA 2 APUs. We can play like a lot of the PC games, you know, Dota or whatever like that. Like some mainstream stuff on it will be awesome. Zen 5. So Zen 4, right? We haven't even had Zen 4. Yeah, Zen 5, that could be 2025 or 26. Where are we at? We want to Borderlands on Nintendo Switch. It's a digital download code, so that's pretty disappointing. Like, why not just buy it online? What else is here? Nintendo Switch Inside is $2. That seems like a pretty good deal. Hey, look at this. This is not video games, but Pokemon cards. 25th Anniversary Celebrations Elite Trainer Box. Now, you know, I'd rather get a 36 booster box, but I suppose, you know, for people who are getting everything, this seems okay. And no, I don't collect Pokemon cards, but I do have some starter decks, and I'll tell you something. I got the Sword and Shield starter decks, and I was playing with my kids, and it felt like the game was kind of broken. Like one side was better than the other, and I couldn't get out of that process where I could defeat them. They always had enough cards to beat me, and so that was a bit weird. AMD Ryzen 5700G, $290. That sounds like a pretty good deal, I think, because if you have the 5800X, that was like, was it $449? I think it was $449. So this is like $150 off. So this is not a bad deal. There's a few things that are different between the 5700G and the 5800X. So this one has integrated graphics, that one doesn't, and then this one has less cache. The 5800X has more cache. If you're a serious gamer, it makes more sense to get the 5800X with more like it has some cache inside. So the 5700G is still fine. Like if like say you want to run with integrated graphics for a little bit, like for say 3 or 4 months before you get another card, and then you can plop that other card in, this would be the way to go. Otherwise, if you already have your GPU, I would probably just go for the 5800X. I don't think that extra cache on the 5800X is worth the $160 extra, but see if you can find a deal for the 5800X. NSVG 13U70p. That's the laptop I got for on-the-go gaming. It's on Amazon. All right, well, let's check that out. Okay. Nice. Is this it? So 13-inch Full HD 1920 by 1080 IPS ultra lightweight laptop, Ryzen 7 4700U, AMD Radeon graphics, 16 gigabytes of RAM, 256 gigabyte of SSD. That looks like a great PC, and it's at that price range where, okay, I'm expecting that most of the components on this is going to be nice quality. Like if you're looking at 250, you're not going to get a very nice screen most of the time, but this looks like a very nice piece, and I don't think it's very expensive. It's not. It's fantastic. I'm personally, for me, I'm quite excited about integrated graphics. I find that on dedicated GPUs, it depends what you do, right? If I wanted to play Forza Horizon 5, for example, I'd probably have to get a 3060 or 3070 laptop. But if I want to buy this laptop just for, more mainstream gaming, right? Like say Overwatch or something, then I could buy this and I'd be fine with that. So yeah, that looks like a pretty good laptop. And 1,000, this would be like 1,000 Australian dollars. So yeah, really good deal. Okay, let me go back to this, and then I want to do Amazon Black Friday deals, and then we're going to go to Australian stuff. So what else is here? MLB The Show 21, Xbox One digital download. So it's funny, like now that you have Game Pass, it's like, well, you don't really need to buy so many Xbox games. Hey, thanks for sharing that laptop and the NSVG, because I'm going to keep that one in mind for when I buy my kids something. And yeah, like $1,000 is very expensive for a laptop, but for kids, I mean, I would hope to spend like $500 or something like that. But if it's not available, then you're going to have to start looking at other options. What else? It doesn't seem like there's all that many Black Friday deals on Slick Deals. What's going on? Okay, Monster Hunter Rise, Nintendo Switch. I'm looking for that. But yeah, it's not $25 where I am. That's a good deal. I think where I am it's like $50. Okay, so I didn't really see that much on Slick Deals. Well, there we go. Fire TV Stick 4K at $25 on Amazon. Oh, this is all Amazon stuff, is it? Okay. Oh, right. I'm going to go to Amazon. Okay, let's check the Black Friday deals here on Amazon. Let's see what they got. I'm excited for this. Unfortunately, I haven't looked through this, so you're going to get my first reaction to all of this stuff. That's a good point, Don. I also want that numpad as well, because I see laptops as like where I do a lot of work. So yeah, I really need that. Maybe there's a version with a numpad. Hey, Murder by Modem. Are you talking about a 14.4K modem? Because I was there. I was there when we had 14.4Ks. My first modem was 28.8, and we played Warcraft 2 over a modem, and you dial in to play the game, and it costs you a phone call as well. So like if it drops out 5 times, it costs you like 5 phone calls. So I was there playing Warcraft 2 on a modem. I'm a big fan of buying used. I snagged an HP EliteBook with a 3500U for under $400. Nice. That is amazing. Let me tell you something. Here in Malaysia, where I am, is like there's no laptops anymore. Nothing under $500, because I don't know what happened to all the cheap laptops. Maybe they've all gone to America, but here they're all sold out. They've been sold out for like 6 months. Nobody can get a cheap laptop. Everyone is like buying used laptops at the retailers, the online retailers. So Yeah, it's and I think the laptop makers, they're also trying to make more expensive laptops because people are just buying them anyways. So they're making very few budget laptops as well. So yeah, everything is like $500. It's crazy. Anyone buying an AMD APU laptop, be sure to check the memory config. Single channel RAM will literally cut your performance in half. Yep, definitely check that. And the thing is like, sometimes it's supposed to be quad channel as well, and it runs in dual channel. I don't want to scare anybody off, but just go and check it out. It's been about 3 or 4 months since I made a video about that. I think most of these laptop makers, they do know what they're doing. So you are getting, if it requires quad channel, then they give you quad channel. But it actually says that it's dual channel. Like when you bring up CPU-Z or your information for your RAM is actually in dual channel. So sorry if it's a little bit confusing, but just, yeah, do a little bit more research about that memory config. I think there are only very few laptops that just give you single channel RAM, because that really kills your performance. I think they more or less know, unless it's some like really like cheapo laptop and they're trying to like screw people over, where it's like 4 gigabytes of RAM, something like that, and they give you one stick, then obviously that is not dual channel. That's definitely single channel. But yeah, if it's like 8 gigs, they come with 2 sticks or whatever, I think it should mostly be okay. Last year I got a MSI laptop, $1,300, i7 10750H, 16 gigabytes of RAM. Right. I don't want to read that out. So hard to build a PC today with the price on GPUs. Yeah. It makes me a little bit less excited for it, to be honest. Especially making YouTube videos. It's just like, how can you tell people to buy a 3070 for $1,500 when it's 20 or 30% better than the 2070, right? Like for somebody who had a 2070, and you're telling them, hey, $1,500 and you get 20% better, I think most people are just going to go, okay, I'm going to save that money for other things. I'm going to buy an OLED TV for $1,500. Okay, we've been on this for a bit, and we're going to go to the computer section, see what they got. And then we'll also go to do the video games as well. So let's take a look at the first 5 pages. So 50% off Fire tablets, as we said before. 60% off top Razer gaming accessories. Let's go and check that out. So I have this mouse here, and I would say it's okay. And I bought mine off their website, and you can get like a limited edition one in blue. I think there's also like an RGB one as well, but personally for me, I got my keyboard in blue and my mouse in blue, and I was happy with that because it was limited edition. But I think it's an okay mouse, pretty good mouse. I don't know if it's the best mouse ever, but yeah, it does the job. Hey, look, Razer Kishi mobile game controller. That's a seriously good price, $45 when it's normally $80. And personally, I don't really like the look of this, but I respect that there's only 2 options really. There's this Razer Kishi and the GameSir X2. Someone said the Nacon something or other, and there's that option as well. But for me, if I was to buy one, it'd be this or the GameSir. Probably leaning towards the GameSir because of the look of it, the aesthetics. Okay, so that one is for Android, so that's $45, and it's USB-C. So maybe there's a Bluetooth one as well. And this one is for iPhone, the Razer Kishi, and it's $60. And there might be a Bluetooth one as well. If you guys are looking for a mic, I think these are pretty good mics as well. $35, that is so cheap for a decent mic. So I bought a Blue Yeti, and the Blue Yeti cost me about $120 US. And I would say that this is more or less, more or less the same type of performance or sound quality. Okay, so there's also another one here where it's the Razer Kishi Mobile Game Controller. It's also USB-C, but it's $60. So there must be a difference between this one and the one before. If you're interested, go and check that out yourself. There's one more page here. Oh, okay, so this is the more professional microphone, this Razer Siren Elite USB, which is more or less comparable with the Blue Yeti, for example, and also this AT2020. I really like this AT2020. I see a lot of people using the Shure SM7B, and while that's really cool and I would love to have one, it's also $600. So I'm very happy with the sound quality from this, and also the Blue Yeti, that I don't even feel like changing. Like I'd only change it just because people kind of see that as not. People like to upgrade to the best thing available, and they want to see that on camera, kind of thing. But for me, like in terms of how good it is, I'm very happy with this mic. Okay, what else have we got here? So that's Razer stuff. Okay, let's take a look at these monitors. I don't really know too much about monitors. I think it's going to be a bit hard for me to talk about monitors because, I mean, unless you know a lot about these monitors, it's very hard to talk about. Some decent prices there, like $100 to $300. So I have a Acer XB270HU that I've had for about 7 years. I bought that when I had a GTX 970. And at the time, it was okay, and this is a 1440p, 144 hertz IPS G-Sync display. And I was like, okay, if I buy this, I never have to upgrade again. And it's true, I've never had to upgrade again. But at the same time, it's always been a struggle to power the thing in terms of getting a good enough GPU for it. So I had the 970, and then after a little bit, it wasn't really enough juice. So I got a 1070, and that was okay for like a year or so. And after that, I found out, okay, I'm getting nowhere near 100 FPS, so I got to get something else. I skipped the 20 series cards, and then I got a 3070, and it's more or less hitting 100 FPS in most of the games I want. Getting to 144 was really tough, so I don't even worry about that too much. But yeah, who knows when I can max out that screen? Maybe never, because 144 FPS is so difficult. I think, yeah, it's almost going to be impossible. So, yeah, definitely, if you're thinking about a monitor, if it was me, I probably wouldn't have a 1440p monitor. I would just go with a 1080. I'd be pretty happy with that. Then I would still be on a GTX 1070, I think. Maybe I would just buy a used RTX 20 series card, like an RTX 2060, for example. And then actually that wouldn't even be very much better than that 1070. So maybe I'd have to buy like a 2080 or something like that. But then I'd be able to use that for quite a bit on 1080p. What else? I think this is going to be a bit tricky to like, there's just too many things. Well, there you go. Look at this. Like we talked about the Ryzen 7 5700G before, and that was 280, 290. And now the 5800X is 340. Is it worth an extra $50? It's probably not, but I would just suck it up and pay the 5800X anyway. Pay the extra $50 and get that 5800X, just because it's a dedicated CPU. It's got that extra cache. When you go and do when you read benchmarks and things like that, you'll know that it's for a 5800X, not a 5700G, which may have a little bit lower performance in terms of CPU performance. Okay, let's go to this chat. The HP laptop I bought only had one 16 gigabyte stick. I've seen a lot of high-end laptop reviews where major manufacturers are only putting in one stick of memory. I think it's because they count on people not really needing the graphics performance. Single channel is fine for office use, but dual channel doubles your performance in gaming. Yep, I totally agree. Yeah, they will sometimes do that. I mostly see it just in like the 4 gigabytes sticks. So if you see a 4 gigabyte model, you really have to go and check to see if it's in dual channel or not. I think 8 gigabytes normally they don't put in put in one stick, but of course better to check, of course. And then 16 gigabytes, yeah, I think you should be pretty solid with that. But of course, again, check that as well. I got that laptop for 1300, but a 2070 is almost that by itself. That's why people go for pre-built. It's just insane. Like $1,300 for a 2070, a GPU that came out 3 years ago is still $1,300. GameSo X2 is better, but Razer Kishi for $45 is a better deal. That is, yeah, it is a better. I think that is a better quality controller. And if I would get the Razer Kishi even if it doesn't look as nice, and I'll just have to deal with that. Like, just play the game, right? Have you used the IPEGA? I haven't. Snowball is an alright mic as well, and considerably cheaper than the Blue Yeti. Yeah, I think like the Snowball, the smaller one, is like $50. I got the Blue Yeti. I just felt like I saw a lot of nice things about it, so I got it. I love it. I love the Blue Yeti. But yeah, I'm not going to go and buy a ton of mics. So just have what I need. I've got one mic here. This is like the office area, and then at another location. And then back home, I have the Blue Yeti. Actually, I brought the Blue Yeti here today, just in case this one didn't work. The MSI Optics AG32C curved HD gaming monitor, 165 hertz, had it for a long time. All I need. This is the thing. Like, if you get a 165 hertz or 144 hertz monitor, it's almost like you don't need to ever upgrade, or you can't even. I mean, of course you can upgrade, but I feel like I haven't maxed out the monitor yet. So I was like, well, why am I upgrading? Okay, that's that done. And I'm sorry, I don't. There's so many deals here that I don't really know where to begin for checking out US stuff. How about this? This is interesting. If you get 30, no, I was hoping to get a Stream Deck here for 30% off, but this is the thing about Amazon, is like they make you click on it, and it's not even there anymore. But there was a picture of the Stream Deck, and it said 30% off, but that wasn't available. You could almost stick a Fire Stick into this portable monitor, and then you'd have a retro gaming console. What else is here? This is really the time to load up on like all of your memories and USB storages. Now, I have something like this, right? Let me tell you a quick story about that. So I got a 4-port adapter, and then I plugged my hard drive, my external hard drive, into this. And I thought, hey, if I can do that, then it opens up a lot of extra ports for me. However, I decided to charge my iPhone in this same thing as well. And I believe that corrupted my external hard drive. And so I left it on for like 2 or 3 hours. When I came back, I couldn't read my hard drive anymore. It was basically dead. So that was really sad because that had all of my YouTube stuff on it. And I've lost all of my first year of YouTube stuff. So everything from last year all the way up to maybe about August, I've pretty much lost it all. Now I can get it back from YouTube, but I can only download a 720p version of it. If I want to download the higher res version, I have to download the 1080p video file only separately, and then I have to take out the audio from that 720p and then put it back into the 1080p version. Yeah, so it's a ton of work. I might just download the 720p version, but yeah, I basically lost everything. So a little bit sad. So a word of caution for all of you guys: if you have something like this, don't charge your phone in it. And I would also go one step further and say don't plug your external hard drives into this either. I think it's sharing the power, and that's why it didn't have enough power and my hard drive died. Hey, ATTQ, how you going? I need 240 hertz, thanks. Do you? One for each eye, right? Like 120 hertz for each eye. I'm just joking with you, by the way. Yeah. Are there even 240 hertz screens? I knew there was 165. I didn't even know whether they went up to like 200, 240. Please don't plug your hard drives into cheap China adapters. Well, I mean, like, even if you plugged it into another type, how will you know if it's a high quality, like, is it like a Belkin or something like that? It could very well happen to that as well. So personally speaking, if you plug in an external hard drive, just plug it into the back of the computer. I mean, specifically for that, like if you lose power on your webcam, you're not going to lose data or anything like that. So, but your hard drive, you can kind of kill it if it doesn't have enough power. At least that's what I feel like happened with my device. Okay, I'll just quickly scroll through all of this because I said I would go through 5 pages of it, but I mean, there's so much stuff here. We could literally be doing a 12-hour stream if I went through everything here. So I can't really do that. But yeah. I don't know what to... If you guys have got good deals, let me know in the comments below. Or in the chat, I should say. I would love to get a NAS. So definitely something I'm going to get when I get back to Australia. Just got a ton of stuff that I need to like just throw somewhere. And for me, I've got maybe like about 10 external hard drives, which I think they're just going to die more or less soon. I backed up some of them. I've got like a backup of my photos. But aside from that, like I'm running out of space. I had to like only had a single copy of stuff. Yeah, it's getting ugly. I need this NAS. Okay, look, I can do a better job of doing the Australian deals because I actually know like where to get. There's just too many deals here, and on things that I can't really get anyway, so I don't have that extra incentive to go, hey, how can I get this? All right, we're gonna do Australian deal stuff. I know some of you guys are from the US and all this. If you want to stick around, that's cool. If you need to leave, that's also cool. No issues at all. I'm just going to do the Australian stuff, and I know there's only 5 people in here, but I'm going to do it anyway because, yeah, this is where I'm from, baby. They started making 480 hertz displays and walked it back to 360 hertz or something. Yeah, I don't know, like even at 240, I think maybe we might evolve to a point maybe in like 10 years or something where we go, oh, okay, 240, right? Like that's different to 140 hertz. But 480, yeah, to tell the difference between 480 and 240, that might take a little bit more evolution. It might take a while before we can see the difference clearly enough where it's important to get 480. Okay, so there's this website called OzBargain. That's where everyone goes to get all of their deals. We're just going to scroll through this for a little bit. There's a Acer Nitro 5 15.6 inch i5 10300H 512 SSD RTX 3060. That's a solid deal, guys. So this is about $700 US. So it's a 0.73 exchange rate to Australian dollar. So one Australian dollar is 0.73 Australian dollars, or if you want to think about it the other way, it's 1 Australian dollar to 1.33 US. So it's like 0.7, right? Okay. This is a solid deal. Now I don't know if this is actually a good laptop, but maybe you can go and do some more research yourself. But this is a solid deal for a 3060, and the 3060 is pretty good. Okay, it's 6 gigabytes. The 3050 is 4 gigabytes, and as I've said before in my videos, I wouldn't suggest buying a laptop right now to use for the next 2 or 3 years for 4 gigabytes. It's just, you can play Fortnite, and that's probably about it. And if you want to play like Control, for example, or even Cyberpunk or anything like that, then yeah, so you can't really play that much on the 4 if you want to play like a lot of the games that are out on Steam. Okay, so let me see this. Please like and sub if you're watching. Here's a good channel. Who's this? In Australia, the only deal is not to get locked into COVID camps. We're not even sick. So there's a lot of misunderstanding about what's happening in Australia. So in effect, they've taken the same sort of stance as their quarantine stance. So you're not allowed to bring, like, remember Johnny Depp brought his dog or whatever, and Amber Heard, and they brought their dog into Australia, and there was this big hoo-ha about, hey, you got to like report it to the authorities first, and then Johnny Depp just walked it in because he had a private jet, that type of thing. So in Australia, because they think it's like an island, and they want to keep everything out, like, so that's their philosophy, okay? So they've extended this to basically COVID. So we'll just quickly talk about this, then we'll get back to the deals. So essentially what's happening is like, so they have these 14-day camps. So like you go to a hotel or whatever, and then you have to quarantine for 14 days. Everybody has to. This has been going on for like 2 years. So, I mean, yeah, if you want to make a big fuss about it, it's already been 2 years of this. And if you want to travel into Australia, you have to wait 14 days. Yeah, Singapore has this. A lot of other countries have this. People are kind of just shocked because it's not US, right? People are like, hey, this is different to whatever is US. So it is what it is. Every country is different. And that's how they're rolling with it. You know, there's so much talk about like vaccinations and all of this. People are not getting vaccinated. And the thing is, like, if you look at the stats, like 90% or 95% of the people in Australia are vaccinated. So now we're talking about the 5% who didn't get vaccinated. If you don't want, like, my stance is like, okay, you don't want to get vaccinated, don't get vaccinated. Just like how it is with like if you get the regular flu, right? So it is what it is. And then people want to make a big fuss about this. And I don't even know if there really needs to be a big fuss. We're talking about like 5% of the people who might have special conditions, why they might not be getting the COVID shot, the vaccination. So I feel like they're just creating so much drama about this. It's so ridiculous. Yes, we have like some sort of like 14-day thing where you have to like sit on the sidelines before you can come in the country. This has been happening for 2 years. Okay, it is what it is. And actually the other thing was, I was waiting for them to remove that requirement so that I can actually go back to Australia, because I didn't want to go back, sit in a camp for like 14 days, and then 2 weeks or 4 weeks later, for them to say, hey, we don't have this requirement anymore, because it was getting close for them to removing it. They've already removed it now for New South Wales, and then all of the other countries, so all of the other states are going to not have that requirement either. So people are just making a big fuss over bullshit, and it's like, just let it go, guys. Go and enjoy your games and whatnot. 6 gigabytes of VRAM is low. In Australia, okay, 6 gigabyte of VRAM is low. Yes, it is, but it's better than 4 gigabytes. So you don't really have a choice. You have choice of RTX 3060 4 gigabytes, or RTX 3050 4 gigabytes, and RTX 3060 6 gigabytes, and you don't really have a choice. Like, if you have to jump up to the 3070 with 8 gigabytes, it's going to cost you like another $500. I don't know. Is that worth it? Some people yes, some people no. If you're looking for a budget laptop, then the 6 is a goer. The 4 is not really, is my point really. NSVG, I was telling new people to sub to you. You have a good channel. Thank you so much. And yeah, I'm just in here, the live stream, just talk to you guys. Anyone join. If there's nobody, it's fine. But like 5 people, 10 people, 20 people, whatever it is, just hanging out with you guys. And also we have a Discord as well, so come in and join to that as well. And I'm in there quite a lot. So quickly, I will talk about this, but we really want to get back into this, the deal stuff, okay? So ATDQ, forced vaccinated when vaccine don't even work. My father's, okay. You wonder why that hasn't. So again, like, yeah, the mandate thing is a problem. So obviously, I've already said, if you want to get the vaccine, get the vaccine. If you don't. Yeah. I don't know what else to say to that. Yeah, the mandate is a bit. It's just, yeah, I don't agree. But yeah, it is what it is. What else? All right, so I think I've answered that. But yeah, so the other thing I was saying before was like, is a non-issue, right? This is a non-issue because it's like 95% of people are vaccinated already. So it's just a non-issue. Okay. Okay, It Takes Two is a game that was nominated for the Game of the Year awards. It's $30 on PS4 and PS5. It's on Amazon UK. Bit weird that you have to get it shipped from the UK. I hope Amazon AU offer that, and if they don't, then yeah, maybe just get it on digital. I think a lot of the PS4, PS5 games are fine to get on digital. And then also, you know, if the PS6, they let you use PS4 games, it might be worth it to get digital. Then you can use that on your PS6, right? Nintendo Switch Pro controller, $71. Not really a good deal, to be honest. But it almost seems like if you take $5 off anything Nintendo, it just gets a ton of upvotes. Yeah, that is the way with Nintendo. This is a big one. This is Big W, 12% cashback, which is awesome. So you could almost just about use it for anything except for Apple, PlayStation, or Xbox consoles. So you'd be able to get a lot of board games and video games with that. 12% off is really good. That's probably the biggest discount you're going to get. The Crucial P2 1TB 3D NAND NVMe M2 SSD, $107. So this looks really cheap. This is like about $70 US for 1 TB, and I think previously it was about $100 per terabyte. But again, this one is from Amazon UK, which will take some time for them to ship it, so it's a couple of weeks. Whereas if you get it from Amazon AU, it'd be way faster. You'd get it like in a couple of days. So probably not the one to go for if you need it straight away. Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy, $49. Now it was $30 in the US, and that would probably be about $40 to $45. So this is a pretty good deal. Like for Guardians of the Galaxy, $50. It would have been better if it was 40. However, yeah, it is what it is in Australia. We don't get that many deals. How about this? Hey, look at, oh, okay. So I just bought this. This is the Game & Watch Legend of Zelda Switch Pro and Switch Pro controller, $59 each. So I got this. I paid $69, but you have to use some sort of like Big W Commonwealth Bank app, which is a bit annoying. But yeah, if you can get $10 off, why not? I think they're just going to make too many of these. If you want to keep it and then sell it later on. I just think there are going to be millions of these, and it's not going to be worth anything later on. So don't buy it in the hopes that it's going to have a higher price later on, because it's something everybody knows about anyway. So hey, look at this. This Asus VivoBook F15 15.6 inch full HD laptop with 256 gigabytes of SSD, Intel i5 1035G1. So pretty budget type of i5. 8 gigabytes of RAM. That looks okay. I think this looks okay for $650. I'd definitely go into the store to check it and see if it's a decent enough laptop, because it's, you know, $650 is still a lot. That would be about $400 US. So a lot of it comes down to whether it's a decent build quality or not. There's a number pad there as well. I think this looks okay, but again, you have to really go in and check. That looks really nice. It looks pretty nice and slim. This looks like a nice laptop for kids. And I kind of almost want to buy this for the kids. There's a bit of a weird number pad. So the plus and minus is up the top here. Whereas on a regular keyboard, the plus and minus is on this side. But I see why they did it is to make it skinnier and not as wide. This is cool. This is a cool laptop. I don't know about this processor though. Must be like a Celeron or something like that. Here, hey. My keyboard's playing up. Oh my goodness. Why can't I copy and paste? Copy, paste. Here we go. Hey, enter. Oh my goodness. I think my keyboard is dead. I think my keyboard is dead. Here we go. Okay, so this is 10th gen, looks pretty good. So looks like some sort of Celeron-ish type of. So the base frequency is 1, the max is 3.6. It's got 4 cores. I think that's okay. What's the graphics? So it doesn't really say what type of XE graphics. Sometimes they'll tell you. But this is a 13 watts model. I'm curious now. I want to see what type of GPU is in this thing. Okay, so it's a 32 EU, so not the best graphics. Let me see. Does it say that? Okay, so here, look, the Core i5 1035G1 integrates the smallest GPU, the UHD graphics that features 32 of the 64 compute units and clocks at 300. Yeah, so it's not the best. I think they go up to like 96. So it's like, this is not the strongest. This is really not for any games at all. You could play a couple of things. Maybe you'd be able to play, use PowerPoint well. But aside from that, it's not really going to run any games. It'd be nice if they had a different CPU, maybe a little bit stronger. Maybe they have another one that's a little bit stronger. I can't even click on that. So, yeah, well, I would probably want to go and find something else that was similar. But you see here, this one looks really thick and wide. So what type of... Okay, this is 1135G7. I think this is more like something in, say, like a GBD win. Okay, so see, this one has 80 EUs. The 80 EU, and I believe it goes up to 96 EU. So if you jump up to, this is 879, the other one was 650. If you jump up a couple $100, you can actually start to play games on your integrated graphics laptop. And that's probably where I would probably consider. But again, 879 is a little bit expensive for the kids. 650 is a lot better sounding. And they don't really need to play games anyway, right? So it's one way to make it so that they don't play games. I actually like the other laptop better, but if I were to play games, it wouldn't fit, it wouldn't do, and then I'd have to get something like this. Did you see they have a upgrade pack for Skyrim for 20 bucks? How many copies of Skyrim do you really need? LOL. 2011 game, still 60 bucks on Switch, lol. Even though I have it on PC, Xbox, PS4. I have the regular version on PC and the Legendary Edition. I think it's called Legendary, whatever the special edition is. I think it's called Special Edition. I got 2 copies on PC. And I wanted to get the Switch version. I'm not paying $60 for it. So if they want to sell it to me for 20 bucks, and no more than that, then I'll buy a copy on the Switch. Be nice to play that on the Switch. But I don't want to buy. I don't want to pay 60 bucks for it. It's not worth 60. If I want to play Skyrim, I'd rather just go to my desktop. Now I bought Baldur's Gate. Actually, I bought Baldur's Gate on the Switch, and it was 40 bucks. And it was for Baldur's Gate 1 and Baldur's Gate 2. It was a double pack. The only reason I did that was I was just so curious to see how you control this type of game on a Switch, because I feel like a lot of games are going to be coming out on the Steam. Well, a lot of games are on the Steam Deck, and they might not actually run very well. At least in terms of the original design of the game was originally meant for PC, and now all of a sudden you give it some analog sticks. It might be a little bit difficult. So for example, Baldur's Gate, I feel like if you don't change anything and all you're doing is just using those touch pads for the mouse then it might be a little bit cumbersome to play. And you might just go, hey, I want to just go back and play this on the laptop. I didn't buy, I wouldn't mind buying Skyrim on Switch, but I just couldn't afford it. I didn't want to pay 60 bucks for it again. And everything is, down to trade-offs, right? Like, should I go and buy this game or should I buy that? Like, I'd love to buy all of the games, but you can't even play them anyway. Like, we don't even have the time to play all of these games. One game I did buy just a couple of days ago, I got Game Builder Garage on the Switch. I'll put up a video on my second channel for that. I'll need to learn how to play though, but I bought that a couple of days ago. Dragon's Dogma DA is a really good game as well. So unfortunately, I bought that game 3 times, and I still need to play it. That's probably in my hall of shame. Definitely need to play Dragon's Dogma Dark Arisen. So I bought it on PS3, and then I have it on PC, and this year I bought it on Switch, and I meant to go and play it, just ran out of time. I have it 3 times. I have to beat this game. I absolutely have to beat it. It's annoying the shit out of me. So yeah, I'll play that sometime. I'll try and put something up on the second channel as well. I'll play it on Switch, and if I don't like it there, I'll move to the PC version. Yeah, back to deals. Okay, let's keep going with this. Okay, so we're at 2.5 hours already, so we'll just go for another 15 more minutes. Guys, 15 more minutes. Put whatever else you need to say. I know you guys, great chat today, by the way, in the chat. But yeah, I'll be finishing up in 15 minutes. So anything that you want to like say, yeah, put it in there. Wingspan, oh my goodness. Oh, I'm gonna have to get this. Wingspan board game for 49 bucks. I have to tell somebody to go and get it. Shit. The moment I've been waiting for, Wingspan for 40 bucks. Okay, I'm gonna have to call someone. Okay. Okay, I have to tell him to drive down there and pick it up straight away. Where is my brother? So I'm looking on the other screen, and I'm just going to contact my brother. Yeah, we're going to do it live because this is too important. 49, okay, it's not the best deal, but yeah, 40 bucks would have been 40 Australian bucks would have been what I wanted to pay for this, which would have been about 50% off. And I've been waiting to get this. I'm excited. Wingspan is not typically the best game that I've read in terms of rules and the type of game, but I love the little components on it, and it's such high quality, and I think the game is alright, to be honest. Where the hell is my brother? Oh right, he's on Signal. Shit. Alright, well, I'll do this in 15 minutes. But yeah, I will be getting this for Black Friday. I know it's not video games, but yeah, I'm excited about that. All right, let's get back to video games. Uh-oh. Okay, here we go. 40% plus off various board games, Catan, Pandemic, Codenames, Cluedo, Delivery. Okay, gonna have to go check that out. It's been quite a while since they've had board game discounts on Amazon, and I used to be on there all the time just waiting for 75% off, 80% off stuff, and I'd always be like, bang, get something. But so I'm a big board gamer, but I have been away from my board games for 8 years. All I've really been doing the last 8 years or so has just been collecting them. Once I get back, I'll be able to play them. But don't worry, the video games first. Yeah. What else have we got? We've got PC Prime, free, Frostpunk. Oh, right. So this is Prime Gaming. Okay. You guys know all about that. When I get back, I want to get an OLED TV, but I want to only spend like 1,500 bucks, so I'm still waiting. It looks like they have this LG C1, 48 inches. I need 55, and I only want to spend 1,500 Australian. So it's still a ways to go before I can get an OLED. I'm not too worried because there aren't that many PS5 games that I can't play that I can't play on the PC. So I'm okay with that. So the 65-inch version is 2,888. I'm guessing the 55 would be around 2,500-ish. So still a ways to go. So this water, how can it have so many upvotes? 142 upvotes for 800 mils of water. Oh, okay, this is sparkling. Okay, so fair enough, it's sparkling. But yeah, I'm not sure if I want to pay $3 for a bottle of water. I just have to be extra. Oh my goodness. I got to get this Lego Classic Bricks and Lights, $19. That's a huge discount. So some really awesome deals here that are not video game related. But oh man. I've been waiting for this set. So I try to get like the classics if I can. I get a lot of the other sets as well, but it's nice to collect these classic ones as well. You know, if you just get a set, say like the modular buildings or whatever, then it's tough to mix that all in with all your other stuff. But if you get the classic stuff, I don't mind too much. I just throw it into a bin and then just mix it all together, and then the kids can play like that. Okay. That's really cheap spaghetti, $1. DualSense wireless, that's not really much of a discount, $79. Switch, Super Smash Brothers. Oh, I need some of this, but $58 is not enough of a discount. I think that's just not enough. So what do we got? Legend of Zelda Link's Awakening, $60. Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. By the way, this is all Australian prices, right? Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, $59. Super Mario Party, $59. So they're all 60. So that roughly works out to be about $45 US. I can roughly get them for about $50 US now anyways. So I'm not really seeing super discount. It's got to be like 50 Australian dollars. Okay? They just simply won't go there, which is kind of a bit frustrating. I just got Game Builder Garage for exactly this price. So and I can get that every day of the week. But out of these, let me tell you what I'm going to get. Let me make that a little bit bigger. Okay, that's a maybe. Legend of Zelda Link's Awakening is a maybe. Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild I already have. Mario Party I got. Animal Crossings I have. Mario Kart 8 Deluxe I have. Splatoon 2 I will get. And yes, I am wearing a Splatoon shirt, but I don't have Splatoon 2 yet. I will get it at some stage. Pokemon Mystery Dungeon Rescue Team DX I'm not getting. Metroid Dread I'm probably not. Mario Party Superstars probably not anymore. I already have Mario Party and the kids haven't finished that. Mario Golf Super Rush I will probably get. Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword I probably won't. Super Mario 3D World I won't. I've already beaten it. Game Builder Garage I got. Minecraft I got. Sorry, I don't have Minecraft. Donkey Kong I got on the Wii U. Luigi's Mansion 3 I will get. Super Mario Odyssey I will get. And The World Ends With You, no. WarioWare Get Together, maybe. So probably still like 4 or 5 there that I have to get, which is kind of expensive. Like that would be $200. So trying to space out all of these purchases a bit. But yeah, $50, $60 isn't really that great of a deal. It's kind of like, hey, okay, you wanted to buy something. Here's 10% off, 15, 20% off. Fire Stick 4K Max, $59. All new Echo for $74. All new Echo Dot for $39. Echo Show 8 for $99. Echo Dot for $19. Do you guys use these Echo Dots, these audio things, or Google, I don't know, Home or whatever you call them? I just feel like I wouldn't have enough use for these. All new Kindle Paperwhite, Fire TV Stick lights. I think that's not a good enough discount as in America, so it's like 25 there. So I think I would rather just wait on that. So AMD Ryzen 7 5800X CPU, $538. That's pretty good. And yeah, if you're making a gaming PC, I would just get a 5800X. Really simple decision. I don't think there's anything better than that. If you could get a 10900K like I did, but I think 10900K runs hard as well. 5800X is a little bit cooler. I think it makes more sense to get the 5800X now that it's been discounted at full price, $450, and 10900K at $400. You still have those 2 extra cores, and for me, it was better for like video content creation where I could use that. Thank you for the great info. You to Don as well. Thanks for the info. Yep, agree. Hey, thanks Don for coming in, and thank you NSVG for joining in to the today's chat as well. Still another 5-10 minutes I think I can go on for. So I want to see how well the Xbox games going to work on Switch. Xbox games on Switch. Okay, you're gonna have to tell me what you about that. Can you expand on that, please? Get $5 promo credit with purchase of $75 Amazon gift card. That's pretty good. Okay. So this site is kind of like a little weird. Like they love anything like that's free money. So you can see like $948, and these guys are literally shopping on Amazon every day anyway. So $75 is nothing. Getting an extra $5, that's a deal. That's just free money for them. And that's the other thing is like, you know, Amazon, they give you lots of discounts, like lots of incentives and things. But whereas, say like if you go AliExpress, they don't really give you anything because it's a retailer based. German cuisine, free. This is free. 10% off Nintendo eShop. Echo 5 Ring Bundle, 149. Tsushima DC, Switch Pro Controller, 79. Not really that good. I'll have to have a look at the catalog at some point. Hey, why don't we have a look at this catalog? You guys from the US, you've never seen a Australian catalog before. Let's check it out. Let's check out the Black Friday catalog. Okay, here we go. I hope that's big enough for you to see that. Can we make it bigger? Okay, that's a little bigger. Okay. All right, let's go. Big W is like this department store that's got everything, mostly cheap stuff that you get from like China or whatever like that. But they have video games to try and get people in. Okay, so $59 Nintendo Switch games, that's pretty good. Well, as I said, it is what it is. Like, we want $50, but it's not going to get there. So if you must have one of these titles, then yeah, I guess it's the cheapest. Normally, I would say it's like $69, I think. So Zelda is $69 now. I think before it was $79. But really nothing really to get. Hey, look, Hot Pursuit for $25. That's good. I'd get that, but I mean, I already have it on PC. Always good to get some races on the Nintendo Switch though. So maybe I'll get it. Sonic, I guess you guys can't really see. I'm just clicking on all of the cheaper stuff. Like, I don't need to click on WarioWare, $54. Sonic Mania 29. FIFA is like $10 or $20 every year, so you don't really need to get this. Although this is the latest one, I think. This is the latest one. So 29, that's all right, I guess. Okay, so all of that, that's fine. There's a cool Mario case for $25. If you were to get that Mario case or a case for your Switch on AliExpress or Amazon, it'd be $20 anyway. I heard Hot Wheels was a really good game, so $39 is pretty good. $39 on Switch is pretty good. I probably would play this on PC though. It looks better there. Oh, look at this. $12 of these PS4 games. I believe I've seen these for $8 before. What else is here? Ratchet and Clank, if you like Ratchet and Clank. And can you really believe that it's save $50. The PS5 games are so expensive now, so that would be $109 Australian. So that would be about $80 US. But that would include taxes and everything, of course. So roughly is about the same, but like if you make a $70 US game, well, it's going to be $110 now. 110 Australian dollars. Spider-Man, Sackboy, Demon's Souls, Ghost of Tsushima. Yeah, I just feel. Oh, look at this! Hey, look at this! Deathloop for $39. Okay, well, if I actually played first-person shooters, then I would get this, but I kind of get motion sick in them, so I won't be getting Deathloop. I heard it's a good game though. I'm not going to read all of these other ones. Cyberpunk is 34. Yeah, they're all PS2 games. Now we have a bunch of headsets. I guess they're really popular now. Everyone wants to get a headset. Some cheapo mobile phones. iPad Air. I think one of my biggest mistakes was to get an iPad Air when I could have waited 6 months to get the iPad Pro. Obviously, I thought maybe they would do that because there was no Pro, so I should have seen it coming. But at the same time, I think for what it is, the iPad Air is too expensive. Like if you're going to get an iPad, just get the cheapo iPad for like $400. I just got this, the AirPods. So I'm right here, like, so I got the AirPods, and I've been using them all the time. It's actually been amazing going on a run on the treadmill. So I really like those AirPods. One thing I don't really like is my Apple Watch, and so it's not even on because I keep forgetting to charge it. So I almost just wear it now just because, hey, if I don't wear it, then I'm kind of like wasting it. But really, I should charge it. But yeah, obviously the watch, I really need to go out for a run to make more use of it, and I don't do that enough. And like if I'm on the treadmill, I won't be using the running whatever it is. Keeping track of information on the watch. I just don't. Like, I'll just keep track of it on the treadmill itself. Like it's got the speed and all of the distance and all of that sort of thing there. Microsoft Minecraft Windows laptop. Well, that is interesting. Have you guys ever seen something like this? Microsoft Minecraft edition I wouldn't ever buy a laptop from Big W, from a department store, a cheapo department store, but I didn't know this existed. So maybe, they have these laptops, but I didn't know about them. But let's compare this. There's two laptops here. One's $379 and one's $399. So this one is the Microsoft Minecraft Edition 402 14-inch 4GB RAM, 64 gigabytes of Windows laptop. It has $200 worth of value included with Minecraft game, Minecraft's. How can the Minecraft stickers, how can you include that in the $200 worth of value? Microsoft 365 1-year personal. I'd rather just get Microsoft Office, like a lifetime license. They don't really say much more than that, so I don't know. I guess I don't think it looks like a very good laptop. Let's have a look at this. This is the Lenovo IdeaPad Slim 3 14-inch. Oh, so this is a Chromebook. Okay, so it's not the same. Well, in that case, you'd probably have to go with the other laptop then. Although this looks pretty nice, Learn more about this product. Can I? Okay, here we go. 14-inch LCD display, 720p. I'm guessing the other is also a 720p as well. Octa-core 2 GHz MediaTek processor, so this is a mobile processor. 64 gigabytes of eMMC storage, 4 gigabytes of RAM, integrated ARM Mali G72. We know all about those now. with all of the handheld devices that we're testing. Wi-Fi 5, Bluetooth 4.2, Chrome OS operating system. Bring your own D. What's a D? Bring your own D ready. Okay. Look, I like the look of this, and I just don't know about going Chrome OS for the kids. I just need something a little bit more compatible, like throw on them Office and that type of thing. So I'd probably have to go with a Windows laptop. I probably wouldn't buy that Minecraft one. I'd probably buy that $650, this one. Oh, not this one. This one here. I'd probably buy something like this, even without the GPU inside. I'd try and find something else with a better GPU though. Where are we? Okay, we're looking at the catalog, right? Hopefully it'll bring me back to that same page. Yes. Okay, we'll just quickly go through this. TVs, I wouldn't buy a TV there. They just sell you like total. I want to check out that kinetic sand. That's a good deal. That's a good deal for the kinetic sand. 380 grams for $9. I think that would. I might have to get this. Okay. That's probably all the gaming stuff. I'm not going to go through the rest. Well, there's only 5 pages. So we bought this car, and that's probably one of my bigger regrets, because the battery died after like, I don't know, a couple of months. And then we had to go put another battery in. It was like $30. And then they didn't have any room. Like the turning circle is too big for the living room. So they didn't have anywhere to go and ride that. And then they couldn't go outside. There's not enough room outside. So we had to take it to the park every time that they wanted to go and ride this. But yeah, then we just didn't go out enough. So that was a bit of a bummer. Okay, so then it's just a bunch of rather random things. So yeah, they're just using video games to get you to go in and buy stuff. And they doesn't look like they had the OLED model, but they have the Nintendo's Neon. What's the Neon? Oh, okay. So this is a Nintendo Switch console. This is a regular one, but it comes with Mario Kart 8. So it's bundled now. That's awesome. It's like getting $60 off. Everyone's going to buy Mario Kart anyway, so they're giving you $60 off for that. And for them, it doesn't really cost them anything. Okay. We've gone 5 pages. Okay, let's go one more page, because it looks like there's still some Black Friday stuff. There could be some cool Black Friday stuff in this Oz bargain thing. Death Stranding for $10. Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War's a really good deal for $35. If you go into the store, click and collect, it's $0 delivery. So definitely go and do that. What else? That's going to be about it. Okay, finally. Have we got time? Okay, I'm going to do 5 minutes, super quick rundown of Black Friday deals on Amazon.com.au. And thank you for the few people that are still in the live stream right now. Okay, and we're going to just look at video game stuff, because we don't have time to do anything else. We probably covered a lot of this anyways from Oz Bargain, but let's take a look and see what we got here. Hey, look, something is $16. I hate how they do this, because we know that the Razer Kishi is not going to be $16. So what is the thing that is $16? It's probably a mouse. Oh my god, it is a mouse pad. So okay, what else? So PS4 games. I don't want to cover PS4 games. How about this? This Xbox. Okay, so it's not really an Xbox controller. It's like a third-party Xbox controller. Actually, I'm surprised. There's nothing to buy. There's nothing to buy on Amazon. Maybe there'll be some lightning deals where it will just come on. Maybe they already had them, and so so yeah, does I think your wallets are safe this year. Okay. I guess we'll quickly take a look at computers. But yeah, this is too difficult to like go through. We'd need like 10 hours to go through all of this stuff. But, and it really depends. Like if you're looking for a laptop, then you'd want to go and search for like all of the different laptop deals. That seems like there's a lot to cover. But yeah, that's going to be it for the stream today. We're at 3 hours. Probably could even have gone for an extra hour, but I think we should leave it there. Well, thank you so much, everyone, for being here for this live stream. I had a good time doing it. Remember to check out my podcast appearance on BRB Gaming, and that should be up within the next day or two. And yeah, I will try and do these live streams a little bit more frequently. I'll try and do it every week, but no promises because I have to drive all the way out here. It's like 100 kilometers away. And yeah, I will continue making videos back home. I will try and finish Forza Horizon 5, or at least play it for like 20 hours or something, make a video about it then. But after that, then I will put a lot of that other Forza Horizon content on GymRPG 2 if I have more stuff to do. But yeah, I won't put it back on the main channel again because it just bombed and I don't want to completely crater the YouTube channel. Other things that we'll probably talk about is, well, it really depends on whatever news comes out. And it seems pretty quiet at the time. So if it's quiet, then it's me doing more testing and stuff. So maybe there'll be some comparison videos of other things later on, and I'll have to think about those a little bit more. But that's going to be it for this live stream. So thank you very much once again, and I will see you guys next time. I'm going to log out now. So catch you guys next time. See ya.